Good morning. I know nothing about football, so I can come to you completely from a marine energy perspective. My name is Sue Barr. I'm the External Affairs Manager for OpenHydro. We would be a tidal technology developer based in Ireland. I, like Joe and like many others here, have been involved in the industry for quite a long time, and I sit as the chair of the RUK Marine Policy Forum. So really excited to be in Wales. We've been looking at the opportunity here for a number of years. And what a fantastic turnout. So hopefully we can tic-tac or hoofball, whatever we need to do, is that the right terminology? To take this industry forward for Wales. So very exciting times. What I wanted to do really was just give you an update on where OpenHydro is. And this is really to put in the context of what we need to do next for marine energy in Wales, highlight the opportunities, the risks. We've been doing a lot of work looking at potential and engagement with the industrial strategy that's just come out of the UK government and how we can really deliver on this industry and the things that we think as a company need to happen in order for this industry to deliver. So the technology, we're established in 2004. We've been developing the technology since then from the 250 kilowatt scale up at EMEC up to 16 meter 2 megawatt machines that we are looking at deploying globally. Majority owned by DCNS Energies, a subsidiary of DCNS, large French naval firm. So drawing in that engineering experience, project management, and really driving the rigor into what we're hoping will be a commercial product. The technology itself, a bidirectional permanent magnet ring generator, which I love saying at speed first thing in the morning. It is a gravity-based foundation. We've taken the design from first principles in the marine environment. It has only one moving part, which is the internal rotor, and really sea-cooled, so we have no oils, no lubricants. The interesting thing here is around how you start driving down those costs of energy and looking at things like O&M, deployment, all those sort of ancillary services that you need. It's not just about the technology itself and its performance, it's about your ability to deliver that technology into what is a very challenging environment. Where did we start? Up at the European Marine Energy Centre. I like using this slide because it highlights the need for access to sites. Hugely important. The Marine Energy Centre was really visionary in terms of allowing people to get their technology in the water, to test it in real-time environment, and quite a challenging and dynamic environment with 4.5 meters per second through the Fall of Warners there. So we were one of the first developers to deploy there in 2006. We've had a number of iterations of turbines onto that platform, which we've tested, looking at control systems, looking at performance of that turbine, and connection to the grid at Edie. So we've got over 10,500 hours of running, a number of iterations, as I've said, of turbine design onto that, and we've been looking at working with a supply of balance of plant and subsea control systems. So really, really important site. I'm bringing up the Turbine Control Centre, this idea of innovation, having to come and build pieces of kit that will help your technology be enabled and get that electricity onto the grid. We designed the turbine control system, which is effectively conditioning electricity to make it grid compatible in the UK. So pulling on supply chain, pulling on experience, allowing us to design a product that was not readily available in the market for our technology. We have one of these deployed in the Bay of Fundy on a 16 meter 2 megawatt turbine, and it really has been a step change in our ability to get the electricity away to the grid. Demonstration projects. So your next scale on from your early testing is to get a number of turbines in the water. This is where we start learning about how we're going to put in infrastructure and arrays, balance of plant. And we have a number of projects globally that were delivered in the last 12 to 18 months. They include the Canadian projects. This is Cape Sharp Tidal on the east coast in Nova Scotia. For those of you who are aware, the Fundy Ocean Research Centre for the Environment, we are deployed at that site at the moment. Really innovative project. Again, a number of local supply chain firms pulled in to help us deliver in, again, a very challenging environment. I'd love to say we get to work in tropical environments. We don't. Usually where you find good tides are areas in the northern hemisphere where it's cold and fairly active marine environments. Grid connected within 48 hours. So this turbine has been generating onto the Nova Scotian grid since last year. So a really, really big change in our delivery of technology, really important. In France, we have 2 turbines at the Pampelbréas site in Brittany, again deployed by using our modular barge, allows us to lower the whole system onto the seabed in one effort. So these 2 demonstration projects are absolutely integral in bringing us forward to what we think will be a standard product and something that we can sell commercially. Other projects globally, we've just won an award for a project in the Goto Islands in Japan. Again, we're looking at a global portfolio, and I think what this demonstrates is the need for developing sites in parallel with developing your technology. So you have to have a pipeline within which you can deploy your technology in order to be able to bring it forward to commercialization. Opportunity. The reason I bring all these slides forward is that I think this takes you on that journey, that path of innovation and of building the technology to a stage where we can deploy it commercially. We've looked and identified globally at, we've got about 1 gigawatt of development in our sites. We're looking at developing over a global portfolio. And we see Wales as being absolutely integral to delivery of that portfolio and to delivery of the business plan that we have internally for OpenHydro. But you can see we think there's a business out there. And I think what we need to do with this is work in collaboration. There are skills and experiences that will be found indigenously within Wales that will help deliver this industry not only for Welsh economy, but also externally to us. So the export potential is there as well. Some of the successes to date, I'm not going to read through them, you can read them yourselves, but the reason that these have been successful has been down to cohesion, collaboration, integration of engineering teams and expertise. There are a number of people in this room that will have skills and expertise that will be able to feed into a marine energy industry. So it's absolutely beholden on all of us to make sure we're engaged and working together to deliver on what will be hopefully a very successful industry for Wales. But it wouldn't have happened if we hadn't worked in collaboration across the supply chain and across the industry. A number of key issues there that were challenges to the business that we've overcome in order because we've worked in collaboration. Levelized cost of energy. We're not going to get down the cost curve unless we see coherence. So the shared infrastructure that the likes of the Swansea City deal and others can deliver for us is an absolute cornerstone for what we can do for this industry going forward. There needs to be coherence in terms of the delivery of strategy around R&D. It might be around things like composites, materials, infrastructure, access to grid. But if we're going to deliver on this industry and force down the cost of energy to make us competitive as a tidal energy industry, certainly, then we need to be working in coherence across the business. And there needs to be people driving this forward in a coherent way. So it's all about collaboration going forward. And I think if we want to deliver in Wales what is a huge opportunity for you, then we need to be working together. The Ocean Energy Race, it was in the title of the slide. This is a piece of work that we're doing with our UK, actually promoting wave and tidal energy in the UK as such. We all know that there is issues with access to revenue, issue with political will, issue with people thinking that marine energy can deliver in terms of part of the energy mix. So we've been doing a bit of work looking and working at a ministerial level on how we think we can project this industry going forward. And certainly I think, you know, in Wales you have a natural economy for this industry. We certainly need to be promoting that, and we need to be looking at how we can sell the story and work in cohesion to deliver the industry. I said building on indigenous resources and skills. I think the supply chain is absolutely integral to delivering this industry. And there's some excellent skills along the south coast of Wales, both engineering, manufacturing and marine and maritime skills. Tertiary organisations in terms of your universities and the work that's been done to establish these sites. And also you have a government that is willing to and interested in funding and looking at delivering on an industry. So the opportunity. I think I've mentioned all of these and they were probably mentioned in the first session as well. I think we really, as I always say, need to be bold. There is a huge opportunity here for delivery of a marine energy industry in Wales. You have all of the skills, you have an indigenous resource, you have fantastic sites and the ability to take this forward. For companies like ourselves, we think that there is a market opportunity here. We think there's fantastic potential to deliver on and provide projects that are a cost of energy that is competitive. So I think it's about working together, it's about sharing data, it's about ensuring that we are in communication, and the number of people in this room, I think, fabulous. We can move forward and talk to each other about who has data and who can help in getting down that cost curve, which is the most important thing going forward. Thank you very much.